All right, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, the Hall of Famer, WNCT Channel 9's Brian Bailey is here. BB, how you doing, man?
Not too bad for the summertime. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I was thinking about it. I was a pretty good sports fan over the weekend. I watched some NBA finals, some Stanley Cup finals, some a little bit of Braves, I guess, a little bit of CFL. Did not watch College World Series.
You did not.
And I missed out on Coastal Carolina continuing to roll.
Well, they look good, and they're built. With their pitching staff, they're kind of built for series like that, and they're right there in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah, one win away from advancing to the final.
Right,
and you got another day of baseball coming up today. Arkansas and Murray State. Arkansas and LSU was kind of built as a classic and didn't look that way early as Zach Root left the game early on in that one, but they were able to hang around, and I watched the end of that game. I kind of followed the score, but it'll be LSU in that winner's bracket game coming up later tonight.
I read something about the College World Series, and it said the first day was going to be family oriented, and everybody was going to love one another, and then when LSU and Arkansas hit the field, somebody might die. That's the way he wrote it.
The big bad SEC, huh?
Yeah,
but, I guess Coastal trying to win it for. Do we consider Coastal a little guy? I guess you still have to, right?
I don't know. I mean, I think they smaller guy maybe. I mean, I don't think when you look at the whole tournament and what they have, going in, I thought they would be one of the favorites, and I don't know if they're going to, continue on like they have, but they're in the driver's seat. They have a loss to give on their side, so they have to be beaten twice not to make it to the championship series, and then the championship series is 2 out of 3, so they've still got a long way to go, but they have played, fairly well, and they've got a big bunch of fans there, fired up, ready to keep rolling.
And when you got a guy, an all-world player like Colby Thorndike, you can do those things.
Yeah, well,
how does this continue to happen, Bailey? East Carolina loses a player, and of course, famously, Tristan Newton was the most outstanding player for the national championship.
Tristan Newton was one of the craziest stories of my career.
Yeah.
I love that kid. I
he
thought
was
he
good
was
here,
great,
but was not the most outstanding player in the country.
He was not. He wasn't. He wasn't a first-team All-American. But I'm telling you, he left here and he made the most of it at UConn. I didn't even know if he'd get off the bench at UConn.
Right.
And then he steps right up and not one but 2 national championships. He was incredible, really.
Well, the guy I thought that was going to happen for had a chance to was Jaden Gardner, and for whatever reason, it didn't translate into a lot of wins at Virginia for him. Right? Did he even make the tournament?
I think he did one of those years. I'm not positive, but yeah, I didn't think it would be the success that Tristan had.
If one of those was to do what they did, I thought it would be Gardner.
I wouldn't have thought either one of them. So okay. I'd have thrown that out, completely. But Jaden had a different skill set. And that Virginia team he went to they couldn't shoot, so he was getting a bunch of rebounds. But he was a good player.
East Carolina baseball continuing to announce returners,
which is crazy to me. I mean, we're in a different time now, aren't we? 10 years ago, nobody announced they were returning, and now everybody. Now it's kind of like a social media expectation.
I wonder if part of it is for the fans too, because we look at our Facebook page and kind of laugh at it a little bit. People just freak out at every transfer and say it's the end of the world and everything. I wonder if they put out these to try to combat that, or if it's more of just about the me, individual generation we live in. I don't know what.
Probably a combination, of what's happening. But yeah, I think that it's odd to me that we're putting it out that I'm coming back. I mean, you're expected to come back. That's the expectation. But you're right. Not these days.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm very pleased at what ECU is having back next year.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a great haul, in fact. And Jarrett's keeping up with, and we got some updates to do on it probably. But are we about even now, you think, Jarrett, with the number of returners and departures for baseball? So, and a lot of key guys returning for Cliff Godwin's side.
I think they have some work to do on the recruiting side on the mound for sure. They've got to get some depth and get some arms in there. But you got to, depends on who, the ones coming back. Will they come back healthy? Will they come back better? That kind of thing too. So you got a lot to concern yourself with as a head baseball coach. That a lot more than you used to have.
Jared will talk to a App State reporter, writer, broadcaster, announcer coming up later this week. It was learned that Heath Blackman will be leaving East Carolina and joining App State as a pitching coach. So that continuity with Cliff and Palumbo, Bailey, has been huge in the success. We've seen different pitching coaches here and there, but somehow we've been able to hold on to Jeff Palumbo, and we'll see if the other coaches remain intact. We're going to have a new director of operations, as I understand, right?
New baseball ops. Blackman was what, the player
development,
player development. So you'll get a new one there too. He's a great guy. I mean, really excited for him and that opportunity. That's really good.
But again, I'm just happy that Jeff Palumbo's been able to stick around.
He's a stud, and I think his family really loves it here, and I think that and Cliff has said a lot of times that I'm not doing this forever. So, but I don't know what one man's forever is. Another man's 5 years, but you have to see. He's had so much success. He's the winningest coach, and he's come close to Omaha, and that's obviously still the goal.
Bailey, what are you covering at WNCT this week?
I haven't gone in yet today, so I have no idea what we're going to do this week. Now, we're going to do a little football camp today. Zach went out to do the young kids have their football camp Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for Blake Harrell. So we're going to do a little bit of that, mainly just keep an eye on what's happening, who's staying, who's going, that kind of thing, too, with East Carolina baseball. The rest of it, it's just you hit the summer doldrums. I think Zach's getting ready to go on vacation for 3 months, so he'll be out of here for a little bit.
3 months, huh?
No, it's not that bad, but he's got him a little vacay plan. Then I go on vacation after that. So we try to get all of our vacation taken, this time of year because obviously, once you hit August,
Friday.
Yeah,
got to get ready to roll. I've been contacting the owner of the boat that won the Big Rock and attempting to get him on the show today, but Big Rock has come and gone. And as far as I didn't follow it religiously or anything, but as far as like fish brought in, fish caught, it seemed like a low number this year.
It was a slow week. I think that was mainly directed from the weather. Monday and Tuesday were just awful days. 20-some boats went out Monday. Nobody went out Tuesday. That's unheard of that nobody goes out. Because there's always, even if the weather's bad, there's always a couple that think, hey, nobody's going to be out here. I'm going to sneak out and grab that big one.
The whole ocean to myself.
Yeah. So that didn't work out so well there. But I think that the weather finally cleared enough, but there weren't a whole lot. The biggest blue that came in was disqualified for mutilation, which is a rule that they have. And I think the marine biologist, what I was told, had said it was either a shark or some kind of fish that did that, and that's that disqualifies you. So it's unfortunate, but that was a big blue. But it's always fun.
I don't know how true this is. Is it true that that one of the people that got in trouble for the fishing license things years ago was on the winning boat, and also someone from the Sensation was on this boat that won this year? Or is that just people?
I don't know.
Trying to start funky rumors.
I'm not sure about that. And the thing with social media that has really helped the tournament. I mean, I was telling this story when I was down there on Wednesday that back in the day you had to bust it to get a phone number that would work to Big Rock Landing to try to call to find out what was happening, who was coming in.
Somebody coming in.
I mean, it was really, really difficult. And as technologies emerged, so has their communication. And now you get a text on your phone, you get a notification saying, hey, they've got a blue coming in. This one's hooked up, that one's hooked up. So it's really, and I think it's really benefited the tournament. They do a great job down there. They're like a well-oiled machine. And so many of them have been down there so many years. It's always a fun time to go down there because so many people from Greenville are down there.
Ken Wallington joins us every Wednesday. He said he might have to miss last week because I thought he was saying he was at the Big Rock, but he was at Channel 9, but he was saying if a boat came in, he would have to do something on the video side of things.
Yeah.
So he's monitoring it from Greenville.
I do a lot of that
technology.
I do a lot of that through the years too, because it was just easier if it came in. we could run it through our TVU now, and so we can watch it live and just take it from our own deal, and it's so much easier.
I thought it was cool. Last Monday, I go into sports trivia at the Buck after our show, and they're watching it like they're watching a basketball game at the bar.
Yeah,
and like got your favorite boats and stuff. It's like a sporting event.
They put it up on YouTube and they show it, and it's just amazing to me that when they know a blue's coming in, because I was there Wednesday night, and that's when the blue, the bank walker, came in. And everybody just gathers around. There's restaurants down there, and then everybody kind of gathers and waits, and they play music and have a good time. And it's really, really a fun time. And then to see those guys, bring that fish in and they put him up on the scales, and everybody's cheering, and there's some big fish.
Big fish.
Love to have a chance at one of those.
Bailey, we did some NFL over-unders on Friday, win totals. And
where'd you put my boys?
I picked your Cowboys to go over.
Over. What's the number?
Was it 7.5? 7.
It should be 17. Just kidding. If they don't, well,
no, say it.
Don't say it.
What you're gonna say.
No, I hope they go over 7. I tell you, Schottenheimer's done a great job at everything he's done so far. But the problem is, what he's done so far doesn't matter. What matters is that first Thursday against Philadelphia. And going forward, you got to win games. You can do all this stuff you want to now.
That's profound, Bailey.
Well, I know, but I mean, everybody in Dallas at first, everybody hated the hire. Now everybody's saying, well, he's saying all the good things, and he's doing this and that, which I agree. He is. I think he's done a great job so far, but you got to win those games.
Well, my thought is,
now, what if your guy comes out this year and doesn't win as many games? What's the over under there?
Is that even a possibility?
Oh, it's a definite possibility.
I think Washington's 9.5.
Yeah.
So
I'd probably go over.
I'm nervous about the sophomore slump, no doubt. I'm not gonna.
It could happen.
That. But for Dallas, like healthy Dak, right? And I don't need Dak to win playoff games to hit this over under regular season. Regular season,
right. He's pretty good in regular season sometimes. Yeah,
but it's postseason where things get a little hairy.
Well, yeah, I think they'll go over. I hope that it's the Commanders and the Cowboys, and then the Eagles third. That's what I hope.
Man,
I hate the Eagles worse than I hate the Commanders, and that's saying something.
I understand. Yeah, we have been so bad. The Eagles have been really good. So then we need to renew some hatred and some good Dallas Washington games.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll
Christmas Day.
How about that?
Merry Christmas.
If Washington loses, I might come by and shoot your eye out, baby.
That's a possibility. Yeah.
All right, BB. Enjoyed it, man. Yeah, I asked what's coming up. You said you don't know, so
yeah,
no plugs.
This time of year, it's like you talk about going day to day. You kind of just float through there. But
sounds good. Well, we'll check in with you next week.
Sounds good. Take care.